It's a pleasure for me to be here and to give you a quick brief on our product and program on our E2. So, just to remind ourselves, the E2 is a significantly improved family as compared to the E1. So significant investments to make it as efficient as a clean sheet design airplane. As I will show you later in this presentation, it is indeed the most efficient airplane in its segment. More efficient than clean sheet designs that are in this space. Basically, completely new wing, new pylon, new engines, new empennage, full flyby wire, new interior. In this picture we can see well there is a door in the landing gear. In the current family you have the exposed wheels. With that we gain fuel efficiency. So big investment for the most efficient airplane. At Embraer we're very fortunate that we have been developing several airplanes, several new platforms, one after the other, and every program, every product is more mature and more efficient than the previous. So we have been learning and improving our processes, and we believe this is a key factor why we can bring and offer very differentiated products. Talking about efficiency and optimization, the E2 is the only family in the market that has 3 airplanes and 3 different wings. This is optimization. So we are investing more non-recurring, so that we have optimized airplanes for each of the, let's say, sub-segments within our segments. We are the only guys that have done that. And I believe it's an important competitive advantage of Embraer, the ability to do more at a reasonable development cost. So it's a $1.7 billion program, and we are on budget with all this optimization. An important announcement we made at the rollout is that this airplane is at the target weight. We are slightly below the target weight, which is a great achievement, and it is very efficient because of smart use of materials, lessons learned from the previous programs, and performance optimization. So the 195 has the same weight as the CS100, while carrying 10% more passengers. So it is more weight efficient per passenger than its competitors. Using materials, we have a metallic wing, so this adds more value to our customers because that is the most economical solution throughout the life cycle of the airplane. Not only for us as manufacturers, but as well as for the airlines. In terms of fuel burn efficiency, the second generation E-jets will be significantly more efficient, up to 24% more efficient per seat on the 195. This chart I have shown for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it's a little bit technical, but it's very important because it conveys a very important message. This is a fun chart. Many of you probably know it. We have in one of the axes the fuel per trip, in the other one fuel per seat, and then we position the airplanes. You can see our 3 airplanes, you can see the C-series, and you can see the narrow bodies. And we have drawn we have positioned the families in this chart, and this direction is better, okay? To the left and downwards is better because this is fuel consumption. And we see our family is the most efficient family in the space. even as compared to narrow bodies. And the explanation is simple: requirements optimization and investments to have dedicated wings, one for each model. So if you take the 195, for instance, the 195 has about the same fuel burn per seat than the CS300 and about 10% less fuel burn per trip. If you compare the 195 with the CS100, about the same costs, the same fuel burn per trip and about 10% less fuel burn per seat. So we believe whatever capacity you want, we have the best solution. But fuel burn is not everything. Maintenance cost is very important for the cash operating cost of an airplane. And again here, our experience, our optimization, our knowledge of the market allowed us to bring a product that we believe is 25%, has 25% lower maintenance cost in the airframe as compared to the CS100. That's a very, very important element of the cost for an airline. I'll give you an example why we have a lower maintenance cost. If you take a 10-year operation for the 190 E2 and the C series, we stop 2 times at the hangar, at the shop, and they have to stop 3 times. This means more costs and less availability to make money, right? So as compared to the current family, we have significant improvements in terms of direct maintenance costs, up to 25% reduction in DMC per seat. Very significant. I mentioned about all the modifications and all the improvements we made, but we did not change the cockpit. It's a new avionics, new technology, but the pilots will feel at home. So a pilot will be able to fly the E1 in the morning and the E2 in the afternoon. This will be a huge cost savings for the airlines. And of course, the airlines will also be able to tap a huge pool of existing pilots, of pilots that are already qualified on the E-jets, which is a very big advantage today where pilots are a scarce resource. We have a brand new interior. By the way, we have a cabin mock-up here, so if you have not visited, please stop by. It's just nearby. It's a beautiful interior, 1 bag per passenger. Please stop by our mock-up. Okay, so let me now move on to the program updates very quickly. So, in terms of flight test status, we have been progressing very, very well in our flight test campaign. We have flown ahead of schedule. First flight was planned for 2nd semester. We have flown in May. We have already logged 62 flight test hours, 24 flights. In the 2nd flight, we were already engaging the autopilot. In the 1st flight, we really opened the envelope, as you saw. And we are doing typical, tests that you do in the beginning of a campaign. Everything is going well, so well that we could bring the airplane to fun. This is how we did our ferry flights. So basically 2 stops, one in Recife, one in the South Islands. Very reliably, we had planned 2-hour stop at each of the stops. We precisely executed that. We had a very long flight here, 5 hours, 50 minutes. We arrived with IFR reserves, everything as planned, and no failures whatsoever. So it was a smooth flight. and done in all safety, given the experience we had with the airplane in the flight test. Another news is that we have flown the second airplane. Delivery is almost the same, with the exception of the number 2 there. So we flew this airplane last Friday, and it's already in the flight test campaign. That's the third airplane. You can see it's almost ready. It will fly in about 1 to 2 months. It will join the flight test campaign. The fourth airplane will fly beginning next year. This is the airplane for static tests, so it's ready already in the lab. These are parts of the 195 that will fly 1 year after the 190, and will enter into service 1 year after the 190. So well advanced. You see, these are parts being manufactured in Portugal, in Évora. And this is the 175, which we cut metal for the first time in Évora 10 days ago. So, as a summary, all 3 programs are advancing as planned. This is the schedule we have shown in 2013, so we have not changed it. Same schedule, I'm happy to keep showing it. So the 3 programs are advancing on budget, on schedule, we might say ahead of schedule, and all the indications are that we are meeting all the specification points. So we're very glad on how the programs are progressing. With that, I hand over to John, that will talk a little bit more.